Hello friend, happy Thursday. Hope you have a great week. Thanks for joining for another video blog, for taking a pause in the middle of your day or at the end of your day and give me some of your time and attention, and hopefully this video will serve you or serve somebody that you care about. So please share my videos. I give you full permission to share my material with your family and friends. That way you help me to spread and to express my love for you and for humanity. So I've been talking a lot about anxiety lately, and if this is your first time you watch my video in months or weeks, the reason I'm talking a lot about high function anxiety is because I am in recovery of like being in a state of anxiety basically for 5 years, and realizing that I started experiencing some anxiety when I was 11, 12 years old, and then on and off, and definitely for the last, I don't know, I'm gonna say even like 10 years, not just 5. And being an entrepreneur, being a solo entrepreneur, a business owner, definitely amplified the anxiety. But when I was in it, I didn't know, because anxiety shows up for high achievers. High anxiety shows up in the form of a lot of energy, a lot of like, we become very goal-oriented and taskmasters, type A's. So we have those, what we call qualities, that are glorified by many, including ourselves. I glorify myself. So it masks the anxiety. So that's the reason I'm talking a lot about high function anxiety. And again, if you've been missing my videos, to summarize, the energy that is driven from anxiety is not a healthy energy. It's like, it'll be like you drinking 10 cups of coffee to function your day, or drinking Monsters or Red Bulls all day, and you say, I have a lot of energy, I get a lot of done. And it's an energy that has a very high price because it taxes the body. It becomes toxic in the body because it's pushing your adrenal glands to work really hard, which is, it's doing that so it can give you lots of cortisol and adrenaline and all those stress hormones. And any hormone, when it's too little or too much, becomes a problem in the body. So let's dive into the material today. So since the topic of this week especially is anxiety, and each week I'm going to try to freshen up the topics for you, and I will eventually go back to anxiety. But this is what I want to talk about, anxiety. I have worked with many type A's, high achievers. They are usually my clientele. And when we recognize that there is anxiety, and they recognize that the anxiety is not serving them, there's a moment in our practice, right, in my work with my client, that I have strategies, tools for them to use so they can eliminate, let go of the anxiety. I'm not talking about eliminating chronic anxiety, okay? We're always going to experience moments of anxiety. Anxiety is an emotion. Just like if you let go your old fear or old anger, you're still going to experience fear and anger. So this is not about like, I'm never going to be anxious again. This is about unmemorizing the chronic state of anxiety and not let anxiety be your default system anymore, because it's not healthy. So it's really about, what I teach is about interrupting the pattern and reteaching the body to operate from a different system that is more sustainable and healthier. But there's a moment with many of my clients that when we get to that moment that I ask, are you ready to let go of the anxiety? Because again, I am trained as a holistic lifestyle coach. I'm training as a master in neurolinguistic programming, hypnosis, inner child healing, right? I have all these tools, use meditation even to eliminate some of these patterns. So I have, many different tools. And when I'm ready with my client to teach these tools, and I ask them always permission first, do you want to let go of this anxiety? It's always about permission, because if you are my client, ultimately, you are the one doing the work. I'm just going to show to you how to do it, but you're the one doing the work. And therefore, because of free will, you have the choice. You have the power to give yourself permission to let go a state that doesn't serve you anymore. And surprisingly, when I ask my clients, are you ready to let go of this anxiety? The answer is no. This is why. They don't want to let go of the anxiety because of fear. Interesting enough, anxiety is an expression of fear. But they are afraid because they will use statements like, anxiety got me here. It made me successful. So there's an association of success with anxiety. Another fear, another statement that they live by, because, you know, we are an expression of our beliefs. We behave according to our beliefs or agreements we make with ourselves, limiting decisions we make with ourselves. So they will say also, I do not want to let go of my anxiety because this is how I'm always alert and I'm in control of everything, so things cannot go wrong. So that's usually a trait of a perfectionist, which runs very close. Most of the time, people with anxiety in some areas are perfectionists. I wasn't really a perfectionist, but many people with anxiety are perfectionists. Another fear they have is that if they would say, if I let my guard down, which basically means eliminate the anxiety and be more chilled, calmer. If I let my guard down, I might get hit on the back. I'm gonna be surprised by something bad, and things are gonna go wrong, and I won't know or I won't notice. So you get my point. And this is not coming from me. This is what I hear from some of my own clients, my past clients, some current clients, and I'm not here to judge. I love them all. I'm just telling you these stories because there's always a reason why we hold into toxic emotions, toxic states. So it's a paradox because we all want we all want freedom. We want peace. We want to experience more joy and more love. And in order to do that, we need to let go these toxic emotions, chronic emotions like anxiety, for instance. So it's interesting because everybody's walking around saying, I just want to have so much, I want to feel peace, I want to feel joy, I want to feel love. It's like, okay, well, you gotta give up something. You gotta give up these beliefs associated with anxiety and success, right? So that involves a risk, and this is why a lot of people don't change, because it involves a big risk. Not just a risk, it involves us letting go part of our personalities. It involves us letting go the suit of the anxious person that is going to start looking more calm, more relaxed. And a lot of high achievers have this fear that if you become calmer and more relaxed, you won't get things done. It's very interesting because if we think about the state of flow, which is really that state where time disappears, it's almost like an out-of-body experience. It's like when you're fully present with your task and you're in that spot that you have this great energy, but it's not jittery, anxious energy. You are engaged and your creativity is just flowing. That state of flow happens in the sweet spot of being alert and relaxed at the same time. So giving up anxiety doesn't mean I'm just gonna be a mush ball and not get anything done. I'm not talking about letting go anxiety and just drinking chamomile tea all day and just chill. That is not what I'm talking about. But it's about having this internal state of calmness and steadiness and stillness. So you become an observer. So what I have explained to some of my clients who are afraid to let go the control is that when you're in a state of anxiety, you're also in a state of fear. And that narrows our mind. It puts some blinds on right here, right here, right here. And in a state of calm and steadiness, we able to observe things from a higher vantage point, so speaking. So it's like, instead of just like being focused on this camera, I would stand back and I would have a peripheral vision what's going on right here. Like right on my right side, I sense my cat. Here on the left side, I sense the door of my condominium. So when you step back away from anxiety and you become a calmer, at the same time alert observer, you can see, you can sense, you can hear much more. So if you really want to have the ability to see, to feel, to sense more, so things don't catch you by surprise, cool. Step back and become a quieter observer. Stop like associating anxiety with better control. It's an illusion. It doesn't give you better control. Just like the energy that comes from anxiety is not healthy, the control that is coming from anxiety is not healthy, because you are in a state of survival all the time. You constantly scanning your environment to find, when the next enemy or lion is gonna jump out of the bush and attack and kill you. That's how you live. You live in a state of survival. And I have said this many times. A state of survival, it's only helpful when your life is in danger. And when that is the case, our body naturally turns on the mechanism. It's called the stress response. It's called the fight or flight response, named by Walter Cannon many years ago. So if you're in a state of survival, you become more narrow focused, because we have to in order to save our lives, and you miss what's going on here. So it's a paradox. You see what I'm saying? So if you want to be able again to feel more, to perceive more, to sense more, so you have made hopefully time to prepare for things that might surprise you in life, good. Walk away from anxiety. Have the courage to do the work and shift from anxiety to calm, to collected, to centered. Get out of the state of survival and step into a state of creation, in a state of thriving, where you can see way more. It's literally like you be standing at a higher vantage point and your vision is much better. So I invite you to start doing the work to shift your default system, instead of functioning from anxiety to function from a state of calm, stillness, steadiness, grounded and centered. That's the quality of the warrior. In the mystic, it's like you want to be both. You don't want to just be the mystic and living, and meditate all day long and not get anything done, but you don't want to just be the imbalanced warrior either, that works out 3, 4, 5 hours a day to be strong, but is actually not getting stronger because it's overworking, overusing the body, and is not balanced, right? So we want to balance the warrior. We can balance the warrior, which I see more as the masculine, by bringing the mystic in you, the magician in you, which is more feminine, and that is pure superpower. So how do you start? If you want to start doing this work right now, maybe you're convinced by me by now. And I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to express my love for you and to share strategies, tools for health, happiness, and fulfillment. And hopefully to promote a life that you always connect with your heart. So where do you start? You always go back to the fundamentals. Interesting enough, a lot of people have anxiety. They say rationally they want to let go of anxiety, so they spend a lot of money in drugs and take pharmaceutical drugs, and they're gonna go therapy for many years and talk to the therapist about their anxiety. And when there's a moment when somebody like me, or might be a shaman, or might be another expert in NLP, or you might decide to do a plant medicine or MDMA, whatever that is that you choose, I forgot my point. But my point is, you want to let go anxiety. My point is, when there is actually a tool, a model, all those I just mentioned, that can actually help you to let go anxiety, you don't want to let go. not you, but most people would rather take the drugs that always come with a side effect, and they would rather pay a therapist for 10 years and continue talking about their anxiety. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm not saying there's a magic pill. I'm not saying you can just do a plant medicine and get rid of anxiety. I'm not saying you can just, do hard medicine and get rid of the anxiety. Start with the fundamentals. Don't even go there. Start with the fundamentals. What are the fundamentals? Fundamentals are breath. You can calm your body down, diffuse from anxiety with your breath. Spend quiet time, reflective time, quiet time, taking a walk in a beautiful trail, in a park, in nature, listen to the birds. Spend quiet or invest time being quiet with yourself. And if you have an anxiety, it might be uncomfortable to be quiet. Great, that's exactly why you need to be quiet. Another fundamental, foods. Replace sugar. Replace all the processed junk food for real food. Foods that your body will thrive, because foods can also make you more anxious. If you're eating foods that your body cannot recognize, foods that actually adds stress to your body, you're going to struggle with more anxiety and you're going to be stuck in survival. Hydrate yourself with pure water, because tap water or cheap water comes with a lot of chemicals that are not good for your body and is adding stress to your body. So water. Sleep, authentic rest. I know a lot of anxious people have really hard time sleeping because the monkey mind is going in the middle of the night. You gotta address that. You gotta address that with meditation. Address that with a hot bath, with Epsom salts at the end of the night. Address that with some breath work, belly breathing at night. Put a meditation at 2 o'clock in the morning to not allow your mind to go into stressful thoughts. And then movement. Move your body in a way that promotes health. And sometimes it's not working out harder. Sometimes it means working in, meaning doing activities that bring energy into your body, like regenerative energy to your body, like in yoga, restorative yoga, some stretchings, or some, body weight exercises, stability ball exercises, exercise that don't raise your heart rate and don't raise your breath rate. They shouldn't dry your mouth, so working in. So start with fundamentals. If you came to see me, I wouldn't start with a crazy, strategy with you. I would always start every single client from the fundamentals. We need to master the fundamentals. Breath, nutrition, hydration, food, I already said food, sleep, movement, and of course, your mind, feeding your mind with thoughts that are life affirmative, not anxiety enhancers, but thoughts that are promoting healing, growth, repair. And you need to retrain the body. That's what I do a lot here with my clients. I'm a trainer in the heart. I'm a trainer. I train my clients now to relax. We need to shift their nerve system. We need to calm the brain. The body needs to go from sympathetic system to parasympathetic system. And it takes time, because if the body is locked in this anxiety place, which is the survival place, for a long time, that means that the body is locked in a sympathetic system. So it takes some training to get to the parasympathetic system, and you can start right away. If you start doing some breathing exercise today, you will feel the benefits instantly. I guarantee. If you don't believe me, find my video on belly breath. Time yourself for 3 minutes and do the belly breath for 3 minutes, and tell me if you feel a little bit more relaxed. It'll be impossible not to, because we're using physiology to calm down the brain when you do belly breath. So that's what I have for you today. The message is, don't fool yourself with this belief that anxiety is serving you. It is not. Moments of anxiety, totally normal. Chronic anxiety, not so good. Anything that's chronic anxiety basically means chronic stress, and chronic stress is the stress that it goes against health, healing, repair, and growth. And I'm not just talking about physical growth, like healing every day from like viruses, bacteria that might be attacking your body, because we have that every single day. Every single day we have viruses and bacteria and fungus, you know, trying to attack our bodies, and we don't notice because our immune systems are amazing. So that's the physical growth, but also spiritual growth, right? Spiritual growth, personal growth won't happen if you're locked in a state of survival. That's why clients usually work with me for a year, because it takes time. It takes time to retrain the body. So that's the message I have for you today. And I have something for you today to express my love. If you're interested in learning more about these tools, these strategies, of how to retrain your body, how to activate these superpowers, and we really create coherence between the heart and the brain. If you want to learn more, I'm offering 40% off when you work with me for the minimum of 6 months, because I need you for 6 months to really see these changes. So if you commit to work with me anywhere from 6 months to a year, right off the bat, for this month of May, I'm gonna give you 40% off my rate. I'm starting to rebuild my business. I didn't want to take a lot of clients initially, but now I'm ready to take a couple clients. Just a couple clients right now. So if you're interested and you want to take advantage of 40% off, and I'll tell you right now, 40% off my rate, you're going to save hundreds and even over $1,000. So if you're interested in, again, activating your superpowers and become healthier, happier, fulfilled, this is the time. And if you're going to continue operating in anxiety, this is the question I have for you. How is it serving you? Is it promoting your health? Is it promoting your happiness? And is it promoting your fulfillment? If you say yes to for the 3 questions, you don't need me. Then you just stay on track. Because health, happiness, or joy, fulfillment are the markers that we are on the right track. If anything opposite from that, anything that involves anxiety, fear, stressed out, depression, overwhelm, are states that are not promoting health, happiness, and fulfillment. So I'm going to stop here because I can go forever. I love connecting with you. And send questions, feedback, insights. I would love to hear what you want to learn more about. And have an amazing weekend if I don't see you before the weekend. I'll talk to you very soon. Thank you so much. Mwah.